Well, hello dear companions, welcome back to Ken Follett's The Pillars of the Earth, Book 3, The Eye of the Storm. I'm so excited to continue. I know it has been out for like 2 weeks from when I record this, but I haven't had time. I've had so many series on the channels and videos that I wanted to make, so I had to push this a bit, but I'm excited to be back, and this is the last book of this game series. And when I finish this, I will for sure check out both the TV series and the books themselves. This is just such a good setting. I love this setting, so bring your best blanket, bring your favorite snacks. Let's continue this. I wonder if we will get like a recap of what happened in book 2. If not, I will tell you. Boom.
The White Ship. She was one of the fastest vessels that was ever built. The man who should be king of the English now, the son of King Henry, was on board when she sailed off.
Oh.
And with the prince there were 140 knights and many nobles, all on their way from Normandy to England. They say the ship hit the rocks, and then a fire broke out. Even before the White Ship had departed, the prince and his men had begun to drink and get violent. Monks that were meant to bless the voyage were then forced to disembark. Some say the ship had been cursed. The king's son and many of his family were pulled down into the Black Sea that night.
Damn, that's dark. Oh, what? Aliena.
You're forgetting one important detail. Not only these monks, but also Stephen of Blois, the king's nephew, left the ship before it embarked. They say he got ill.
That old rumor.
The same Stephen who calls himself the king of the English now.
What? That cannot be a coincidence.
Yes, it can be. Of course he's king now. He survived. He is the king's nephew.
The King Stephen,
What do you
okay.
think, my lord?
I think Stephen is a clever man. Clever enough to have his whole family perish. But why he would want to rule that god-forsaken rock, I will never understand.
What makes you say that? I love my country.
Then why are you leaving?
Well, because I want to see something new.
I'll tell you what you're going to see. A proper country, where people know how to behave.
Are they going to France? Possibly. But we see Aliena
What
there.
about you? Why are you leaving?
I'm looking for someone. Jack, possibly?
I'm looking for someone.
For who? I guess I should stay out of other people's business. Forgive me.
Yeah.
You English do talk a lot, don't you?
I just don't know how to feel about leaving my country for the first time. I mean, how should anyone feel?
We'll see what happens.
You'll see what happens.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just running away.
You see
You
the...
should all get some rest. It will not be long now till we reach Cherbourg.
Cherbourg.
Thank the Lord. I can't
Okay,
wait
well-
to be back.
We saw Aliena there with a child. And that child is Jack's. And Jack ran away, you know. Kind of been forced away from Kingsbridge. Like this intro. Kind of was forced away from Kingsbridge. And Aliena married Alfred, remember? And that was a sorrowful, sad marriage. I just like this intro so much. Jack. This has been a long series. To get to know all these characters. Philip the monk. Oh, so many people. So many people. But after Aliena gave birth to that child, Alfred kind of left her. Because they haven't had intercourse, so he knew that wasn't his child. And he actually joined up with William and Waleran, the evil ones, to help them build a cathedral. The journey. So Alfred has left Kingsbridge, Normandy, okay, yeah.
In the late summer of 1142, I had left my home country, England, for good.
For good?
My old life lay in shambles, as did my former home of Kingsbridge.
Yeah.
Having failed both my friends and family, I had set out to find my baby's father, the man I still loved with all my heart, Jack Jackson. And so early one morning in July, I finally arrived on the shores of Normandy. With nothing on me but a pouch of coin and a young, curious face yet unnamed.
Yeah.
It was just as unfamiliar to this new world as was I.
Wow. The white ship. Inspect. I won't read everything, but you can just stop the video if you want to read all the details. It was one of the fastest ships to be members of the consequences. No one did. A lot of poor souls who went aboard the ship today did not survive the voyage. I did telling about the white ship. Pretty much the story the storyteller told us about. What is this? Jack's father. Yeah, I remember that from last. Oh, I actually have the whole playlist of the series in the video description down below and at the end of this video. If you want to catch up or go back and look how things are connected. Okay, how do I? There we go. I can press this. We can see where we can interact. Let's go home again. And here we have. I want to give the baby a name until I found Jack. Yeah, her dagger. The Amores, you know, the book Jack and her. She really liked. The fight between Aliena and Jack in last book. That was so heartbreaking. Let's talk with this man. I think he will be one of the new characters. Or...
You're still here?
Oh, it's you. I'm just trying to get my feet used to good solid ground again. The last bit of our voyage wasn't exactly my pint of ale.
I'm looking for someone.
I'm looking for someone. A red-haired mason called Jack Jackson. He came to France about a year ago or so.
A fellow mason? Great. Unfortunately, I wouldn't know a thing. After all, I just arrived here with you.
True, true.
I know, but should you meet someone like that on your journey, tell him Aliena of Shiring is looking for him.
All right. Jack Jackson. I'll keep an eye out for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's not leave.
Have a safe journey.
Oh, thank you. You too.
I hope we'll meet him again. I like this character. Will I ever find Jack again? I don't know where I will have the camera in the video, but I think I will have it in the right down corner, and you won't see what it says there. But there is like a quest marker, and it says, "Will I ever find Jack again?" But let's go to Cherbourg. I like that we have a new area. In the first two books we have pretty much been walking around kind of the same areas. Been very familiar with them. But this is a completely new one. Not Jack.
Good day. I am looking for someone. A traveler who came through here last summer.
Shh, shh.
Oh, hush now. I need to talk to this man.
Looks young.
He was born at the beginning of summer.
What's his name?
I haven't given him one yet.
You should.
Not the Jack,
He needs
I like
to know
that.
who he is. Makes growing up a lot easier. You said you're looking for someone?
Yes. Looks a bit like you, actually.
The man I'm looking for looks a bit like you, actually. A bit more boyish, though.
so he has red hair but no beard. Well, I don't know every redhead around these parts. There are quite a few of us. Most of my family here in Cherbourg is ginger.
Oh, his name is Jack Jackson, and he is a mason.
No. No, sorry, I haven't seen him. And I come here every day.
Okay.
Maybe May saw him. She helps the sailors get their cargo to the nearby towns. Carries travelers, too.
Okay.
I'll ask her. Well, thank you.
Okay. Stall. Coachwoman. Is this a May? A May?
Hey, you. That's quite a bundle you got there. Where are you headed?
Have you seen a red-headed mason?
Have you seen a red-haired mason? You must have landed here sometime late last summer.
Red-haired mason.
Another ginger in Normandy? I wouldn't have noticed, even if he was carrying a hammer instead of a fishing rod. Maybe you should ask someone in Barfleur. That's where all the travellers come through, the pilgrims and kings.
Okay.
Their lot rarely lands in Cherbourg, with the fortress passing back and forth between Stephen of Blois and Geoffrey of Anjou. Why you even came to Cherbourg in the first place baffles me.
It was the earliest ship I could get.
You must be in some hurry, madam.
Let's just say I needed to get away before I changed my mind.
Fine with me. Who am I to judge?
No one. Maybe in Barfleur. Someone saw Jack. Barfleur. Should we leave? What other routes? Let's see.
What other routes are there besides going through Barfleur?
Oh, I don't know, really. You need to ask the locals about that. But Barfleur sounds like a good place to start.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Shake my hand and I'll take you there.
Let's do it.
All right. Take me out of town.
All right. Where do you need to be?
We just said that. Barfleur. Whoa! Complete new region, like that. We can click this to see the eagle view, kinda. The whole... Oh my god, look at this. Wonder if we will be able to travel to all these areas. Let's go to Barfleur.
We went to Barfleur, a scenic port town built on granite. It was the biggest harbour in Normandy and the main entry point for the Normans to their new possession of the Isle of England. Maybe I was approaching this the wrong way.
Double-clicked.
What had drawn him to France in the first place? The distance to Kingsbridge? Or something specific? What was my lead?
Yeah, we don't really have a lead. Oh my god, I double-clicked. Like, can I go back? I mean, let's save. It's always good to save. Should we head to Lessay or Barfleur? This is the abbey. Try the port of Barfleur. Let's go to Lessay first. Lessay.
Lessay was tiny, but as it turned out, worth the trip.
Okay.
In the small abbey church of the Trinity, I met a monk who claimed to have talked to a man fitting Jack's description. He'd been fascinated by the abbey's rib vaulting and had asked the monks countless questions about the place's construction. The monk apologized that he couldn't tell me where Jack had traveled next, but I didn't mind.
Okay, we know Jack has been here. If you remember in book 2, actually, Jack was kind of forced to become a monk. That took a toll on him. Okay.
I lay down to sleep on the floor of the Abbey guest house and, for the first time in almost a year, I felt relief. As I drifted into sleep, I hugged our baby tight and whispered into his tiny pink ear, "We're going to find your daddy."
Oh. Once again, thank you for joining me on this journey. for you that have been here from the very beginning, thank you, and I hope you have your best blanket on you now. I brought your favorite snack and enjoyed this. Very chill, but such a good story. So now we can't go to Barfleur. Oh, so this is what I really like about the game. Even if there seems to be many different things that can happen. I mean, each book kind of ends the same, but how you get there will be kind of different. Some people might die. I've actually heard some people actually get killed in other people's playthroughs, but those people are still alive in my playthrough, so many things can happen really. Le Mans. Let's just take small stops, you know? Le Mans Saint-Michel.
My father had once told me tales of the Mont Saint-Michel. Long ago, the Archangel Michael had urged Hubert of Avranches to build an abbey on a lonely rock on the ocean by burning a hole into his head. They say one can go and see his penetrated skull on display in the church of his hometown.
That's nice.
It was a windy day when I arrived, and the place was crowded with pilgrims and jongleurs. I remembered Jack's fascination with these tellers of stories. I spoke to one who was just taking a break. As it happened, he had indeed met Jack, although not in Mont Saint-Michel, but on a road heading east from there.
Okay.
Apparently, Jack had been hopelessly tracking jongleur who might have known his father, Jack Cherbourg. But as he'd been gradually running out of money, he'd intended to look for work in Le Mans or Tours. That was about 6 months ago. I was catching up.
Yes. So now we can go to Le Mans. That's a good thing. We actually... Okay. I like the way this tells the story in this game. So let's go to Le Mans first.
Going to Le Mans reminded me of all the trouble I'd left behind in England. 30 years ago, Le Mans had been conquered by the Plantagenet Geoffrey of Anjou, Maud's husband. And although they'd held it ever since, other noble families kept on pulling at the city, like Maud and Stephen tearing at England.
Okay, cool. I haven't really seen much about Maud in the game, but I know she's quite prominent in the TV series at least. And I can't wait to read the books as well.
There was no sign of Jack, but I got news of a new kind of cathedral being built in Saint-Denis, just north of Paris. It was possible that Jack had gone there to learn from the craftsmen. That was, if he hadn't travelled further south, looking for work in one of the many churches in Tours, the hometown of Saint-Martin.
Yeah. My God. Tours. The thing is, he became a monk, but his passion was to become a mason. And now when he's in France, no one can really stop him what to do. So I think he would follow his dream actually and go to Paris and try to become a real mason again. In Saint-Denis, the great cathedral of Saint-Denis.
North of Paris, I visited the construction of the great cathedral of Saint-Denis. It was far from finished, but already I could feel its magnificence. It was like nothing I'd ever seen before.
Hopefully he's here.
I assumed if Jack had come near Paris, he would have ended up here. Unfortunately, I was wrong. No one among the army of masons raising the cathedral of Saint-Denis had known him. My stomach churned when I realized that my strenuous walk to Paris had been for naught.
I really thought, okay. So maybe he went to Tours. Okay. Two months on the road with that small child. Oh, they have a cathedral here as well. Ask around. I haven't seen Jack. church sign. Can I click this? Oh, okay. Point the arc. Let's talk with this guy.
Good day. Are you the master builder?
What is it?
I'm looking for a mason who may have passed through here. An Englishman with carroty hair. He calls himself Jack Jackson.
A redhead?
Come on.
Yes. Did you see him? He might have asked for work here.
No, I'm not looking for new masons. We're just doing repairs.
Ah, but was he here?
No, never seen him. Now, stand back, woman. Something could fall on your baby's head.
Are there any other construction sites around Tours?
Are there other construction sites around Tours?
Well, yes. It's a big town.
And where would an outsider most likely find a job?
Dunno. Ask around.
Oh my god. May I talk to your workers?
May I talk to your workers?
No, they're busy. And I can assure you they have nothing to say on that matter.
Damn.
Perhaps I'll talk to them once they've finished for the day.
It would be a waste of time.
Why is he so aggressive? You hesitated when I mentioned redhead.
You hesitated when I mentioned a redhead. Are you sure you haven't seen him?
Yes, I am sure. All right, he was here. Was working for me. But I had to throw him out after 2 or 3 days.
Why?
Because he was all want. Let me redesign the roof, let me make the nave lighter.
Isn't that good?
All pretty ideas, but he never shut up long enough to do the work he was supposed to do. Shit, that man was almost as needy as my son when he was still a brat.
He does know a lot about his craft.
Well, I know masons like him. They grow up gifted, but without a mote of discipline in their guts. Can't work with someone like that.
Do you know where he went next?
No idea.
Damn it.
Maybe to Limoges or Angoulême. Maybe even to La Rochelle.
Oh.
Seemed to have plans for every cathedral on God's green earth, but none for himself.
I understand. I'll leave you to it then.
Bon voyage.
Oh boy. I like the kind of slow-paced intro. This first chapter. Oh my god, I could pick... Let's see, we are really traveling France here. Wow. A Flourish Artistic Center. Another site. An important Freeport town. Let's go here actually, because Flourishing Artistic Center. Feels like that would be the place for Jack really to get his creativity going.
We had just left Tours when I suddenly felt dizzy. I stopped and made rest, trying to catch my breath, then lost my breakfast in a ditch at the side of the road. To my horror, our baby too had grown pale, his breath shallow like that of an old man. I tried not to panic, but the next inn was a long distance away and we couldn't stay on the road where it was wet and cold.
Oh boy. Should we head back or make it to Poitiers? Let's head back. It's too far.
Back in Tours,
it's
the
too
fever
far.
got worse. I remember people carrying me into a room, laying me on a bed. I tried to feed my baby, but after that, everything turned into a blur. When I awoke, Jack was standing next to my bed. He scolded me for following him. "You know you could go anywhere you want," he whispered. "Why be stupid and follow me?" I tried to answer, but he just opened the window and jumped out, heading toward ancient Greece, or maybe all the way to Arabia. And in my feverish mind, I followed him.
Fever dreams. Okay, we're actually playing her fever dream. Let's go to Greece. This is kind of creepy.
The further I went, the angrier I got. For years, I'd been fighting for my family. I'd committed myself to an oath to my father. I'd built up a business to sustain it and even married a man I despised so I could create a future for the people around me. I'd known nothing but my duty to the men in my life, while the man I was trying to find lived a life of casual irresponsibility. He traveled the world on a whim to learn about mathematics and philosophy, while I had to raise the child he'd fathered.
Yeah, these are the kind of reasons I don't like Jack. My favorite character in this whole series so far is Aliena.
When could I ever do anything just for myself? I asked the world as I went on.
Oh, we're heading back? To Kingsbridge. A great site of failure.
I'd travelled in a circle all the way to the edge of the world and back, only to return to the place of our failure. With my eyes closed, I listened to the sound of ripping yarn and crumbling walls, and of coaches carrying good people away into a cloud of crimson dust. When the last moat had settled, I opened my eyes again and found myself in a dirty little room. An old maid was sitting next to my bed and smiled at me, then handed me my baby.
Hopefully I'm doing better now.
Oh, dear God. He still looked so pale.
Keep him warm or feed him. It's important to feed him.
I tried to feed him, but he refused. Oh, please, God, let him live. Don't punish him for my own sins.
He's gonna die. He's gonna die.
I gently caressed his head until finally he put his mouth to my breast and drank more and more, becoming greedier with every swallow. We had both been spared. We rested one more day. Then I gathered my things and headed back to the cathedral to thank the Lord for his mercy.
I wonder if we would have gone to Poitiers, the other city. Maybe we wouldn't have made it. Maybe the kid would have died. That's what I like about this game. You don't know, but people can die and things can go really south. Oh, we're heading back here? Thank the Lord for sparing my baby's life. I guess heading... Statue of Mother Mary.
I thank you, dear Lord.
All right, steady now.
I thank you for having spared my child. I thank you for...
Don't let go until it's done.
But why are you showing mercy on me? I failed everyone I cared about. I failed Jack. I failed my brother. And if I never return, I would also break the oath I had given Father. It's just that I feel like I've never had a life of my own. I've always fought for others. And this may be the very first time that I fight for something that I only want for myself. Maybe I should just go back and help rebuild Kingsbridge. Maybe Jack doesn't even care for me anymore.
Oh.
Amen.
He's pretty much been gone for over a year. Yeah, I was thinking about the same, the Carball. Doesn't it kind of remind you of the thing Jack made back in Kingsbridge?
I've seen one of those before.
It's amazing, isn't it? The man who did that really had it in him.
I knew him once.
I agree. He always did.
Oh, you knew Master Jacques?
Yes,
Jack.
But it's been a while since I last saw him.
It's a shame that the Master let him go. In just 1 month, he did so many things.
I thought he left after 3 days.
The master builder said he'd fired him after just 3 days.
Did he? Well, maybe that's how he remembers it. The two didn't really see eye to eye, you know? To tell you the truth, everyone thinks that he feared for his own job, having someone like that around. The last thing Jack did was carve that corbel. It was the one thing the master let him do. Then when he was done, he was asked to leave.
It bears so much pain.
It bears so much pain.
I know. Jacques worked very hard on it. He was impatient and had a temper, but you could see that he tried to overcome it. Conquering that rock was very important to him.
Oh, I understand that so well. Do you happen to know where he went next?
He wanted to walk the pilgrim trail to Santiago de Compostela.
The Camino?
Whoa.
The way of St. James?
Okay.
He said he might find someone there who knew his father.
Just one more thing. How was he when he left?
Never thought about that. Relieved, I guess. He seemed ready for something new.
Thank you so much for your help.
Think nothing of it. And good luck on your travels. May you find what you are looking for.
Finally, a gentleman. Far away.
Isn't it odd? Just when you stop looking, you come across the most curious of things. Like these 3 devices that one of my merchants brought back from Baghdad.
Oh no. Is it another one of your Banu Musa toys, Rashid?
They're not toys, Adriel. They're objects of scholarly ingenuity and reflection.
I will let my valued friend from the north do the honors.
Wow.
Jack, if you may.
Wow. He really went to... Oh, this is in Tour.
For one, let me draw your attention to the magnificent songbird on the table. And then to that wondrous donkey next to the entrance. Although, the most astounding thing of all stands right between them.
That statuette?
Haha, precisely. But one thing at a time.
Okay, let's go with the statue.
Let us let Jack decide what to demonstrate first. Now, on second thought, why don't you save the lady for last?
What?
Otherwise, the other 2 devices might appear bland and boring in comparison.
I agree.
Okay. Songbird device. Songbird device. Click it. Bow.
No, it's too heavy.
Okay. Small container.
He likes to take his time, doesn't he?
Okay, that's... Can I use the ball on the water? Let's put a bowl filled with water in our pocket. Vault. Candle. Okay, we have a candle. Should we put it under here?
And now? Now, we need to add some water.
Okay. Take some water.
It's so beautiful it will make you cry.
Oh, and the
Just listen.
steam will make it play. It's connected, that's cool. Bunnies of brothers were the 3 scholars of Persian. So intelligence devices. Those automata were largely designed for entertainment. Cool.
But how marvelous!
How does it work?
Maybe it's a miracle.
Right.
Go on, Jack. Tell them.
Yeah, let's explain it.
There's a hidden wheel inside the box. It turns an axle that in return raises and drops a sequence of small cylinders inside. These cylinders work like fingers playing a flute.
But who is blowing into the flute?
Steam.
Steam?
Steam?
Yes. When I opened the pipe, it gradually pushed itself into the tube.
The power of steam. For once, I must agree, this is brilliant.
Of course! It was created by a Muslim after all.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. What else have you got, Rashid?
Anyone care for some tea?
Hey, Aisha.
Thank you, my daughter. We will have some as soon as Jack has finished our presentation.
Mind if I watch?
Of course not.
So let's...
So, who is this man, Rashid?
Who is Donkey?
Jack is a friend of the house.
Not that much.
A brilliant man, a scholar and a talented artist.
What? I can't really...
Just the other day, he explained Euclid to me.
Okay, let's fill the bowl again.
What is that?
I could watch this man scoop.
A Greek who wrote a book called The Elements of Geometry.
Put the water here. Oh, it worked.
The Egyptians translated it into Arabic, and now the Englishmen are turning it into Latin. Now, watch the head. Just any moment now. There. Did you see?
What?
It threw up.
Rashid, this is disgusting.
Oh, far from it. Would you kindly explain how it works, Jack?
Yeah, let's just explain it.
You see that bowl floating on top of the water? At the bottom of that bowl is a small hole. Through it, the bowl is slowly filled with liquid. Once it's full, it sinks, pulling a string which makes the ball drop onto a weight. This, in return, pulls the bowl up again, emptying it in the process.
Thus resetting the entire mechanism.
It just can go on and
If
on.
you timed it perfectly, you could make it drop a ball at every hour.
Turning it into a clock. How clever.
For me, it's still nothing more than a puking donkey.
Show us more, Rashid.
One could join those two and build a singing donkey clock. One song after every hour.
Boom. It's pretty clever.
That would be pretty clever.
I know, right? You could be the one to build it.
Oh, that would be unfair. It's your invention.
I would let you have it. Or we design it together.
You still haven't shown us that statuette yet.
Of course. Jack?
Yes.
You may.
Yes.
How very peculiar.
Oh, you will love this. Just watch.
Put it somewhere cold. In the corner here. In the shadow.
And now?
Just be patient, but don't look away. It takes some time for her to...
To do what?
Is it crying?
Isn't that amazing?
Okay.
No, it's irritating. Rashid, what is going on?
We don't know.
We have no idea how it works.
Whoa.
Rashid, please.
We all know that there is no such thing as a man-made miracle.
And this piece of wood is very clearly made by man. I very much agree, my friends. But so far, none of us has an explanation.
Like that sense of
All we
mystery.
know for certain is that her glassy eyes shed tears when you move her from warmth into cold.
Like a plant at sunrise?
Yeah.
Like dew?
Exactly.
The only difference is the surface. That's all.
The glass eye is warm, and when it turns into cold, you will have that dewy fog covering the glass eye and then drop as tears. Ask her to go on.
I think you may be onto something.
Am I? Of course, I had no intention of disturbing your conversation. But if you can find out why there's dew gathering on a plant, you may understand why that woman is so weepy. So, who wants a cup of tea?
I'll have some.
Your daughter is quite something, Rashid. A scholar in her own right.
I know. I'd rather she wasn't. It would make marrying her off so much easier.
Wow.
Oh, I'm certain that won't stay a problem for long.
Maybe the dew originates from invisible water in the air. Water that stays hidden when it's hot.
You're onto something, man. It shouldn't be that hard to understand when you just talked about steam and how that works.
The
3
pilgrim
months
trails
later.
across France converged at Osterbat in the foothills of the Pyrenees. There, the group of 20 or so pilgrims who had been travelling alongside me since I'd left Tours swelled to about 70. Some were prosperous citizens, some probably on the run from justice, a few drunks, and several monks and clergymen. Several languages were spoken, including Flemish, a German tongue, and a southern French language called Oc. Nevertheless, there was no lack of communication among them, and as we crossed the Pyrenees, they sang, played games, told stories, and in several cases had love affairs. While my baby and I kept mostly to ourselves.
Mostly. This is a long chapter.
Ganz schön frech, die mit ihrem Kind.
What?
Hush now. Hmm?
Yeah. Hum a song.
Richtig dreist.
Richtig dreist. I have no idea what that means.
Kann ein Mann nicht einfach mal seine Ruhe haben? Der Weg aus Babenberg war doch anstrengend genug.
Let's go for a walk.
Ein Kind hat ja auch gar nichts verloren. Stimmt doch, oder?
Psst, jetzt ist aber gut.
Tell me in the comments down below what they said. If you know German, I guess. Hello?
Dear Lord, what are you doing? You should get out of the water. It's freezing.
My ring. I lost my ring. Dear Lord, please show mercy.
Can we help her?
The cold will kill you.
I can't leave without my ring.
Can we ask them about to help? Search for ring. Okay.
Come back to me. Please come back to me.
Let's see if we can find it. I see it. I see it. I see it. We just took the ring.
Where are you? Where did you go?
So the thing is, we might actually be able to just leave with the ring. I'm not that evil. Let's give it to her.
I found it.
Yes! Oh, thank you! Thank you so much!
Get out of the water.
You are a very kind woman. So very, very kind.
I'm glad I could help.
Yes, yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
It was a bit risky to give her the ring while she was in the water. She could just have dropped it in the river. Are you getting warmer?
Are you getting warmer?
I am, thank you.
Tell me about your ring.
I can see this ring is very precious to you.
It was a gift from my stepmother. She thought I would stay forever, but I didn't.
Why did you leave?
Why did you leave?
Oh, I thought I didn't belong. She always said I was her daughter, but I was sure she was lying. I was so selfish and so stupid. Too stupid to see I really was happy.
Oh. Tell me about your stepmother.
Tell me about your stepmother.
She was such a kind woman. So very, very kind.
Maybe you really weren't happy.
Maybe you really weren't happy.
I don't know. I was very young and thought I was unhappy because I didn't live close to the sea. But in the end, the sea did not feel the same about me. The cold there made me sick. It took away my sight.
Whoa, what? It was courageous of you to leave.
It was courageous of you to leave. You did what your heart told you to.
I was stupid. So stupid.
Ah, that's why you went on the pilgrimage.
Yes, so that St. James might see my devotion, and I will be united with my mother in heaven. I'm just not as kind as you. Not kind at all.
I think you are. I think you're too hard on yourself.
You're too hard on yourself.
I don't know.
I too am trying to make amends with the one man I loved the most. I was told he went straight to Santiago.
You will know soon.
Not soon enough. It's still 4 weeks till I get there.
Wow.
He'll be there, I'm sure of it.
I hope so. I just feel that with every day that passes, I'm losing him a bit more. And that the only thing I can allow myself still to hope for is not love, but forgiveness.
Oh, come on.
I understand.
Hey, hush now. Not long now and our journey will be over,
Camino de Santiago. Known the way of the St. James, or of St. James, Christian pilgrimage. to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela. That is a very, very well-known pilgrimage route. Oh, this is a long chapter. There are 7 chapters though. I talked with the developers actually, and they said it's about 4 hours long, this book. Camino.
The woman's name was Alba. She came from a small town somewhere in Catalonia. I quickly got used to her constantly feeling out for her stepmother's ring and the sad guilt that would always follow in her milky eyes.
Aww.
I wasn't sure if she appreciated my company, but I couldn't leave her on her own either. By the time we reached Los Arcos, she'd stopped talking, while I kept on dropping a kind word here and there to let her know I was still by her side.
Oh, there's so many new characters. I like it. I really like it. Burgos.
Alba believed herself to be of weak mind and body, and yet she walked the Camino with a strong sense of purpose that willed her onward. It made me wonder about what I'd told her about my own journey. Did I hope for love, or was I really traveling because I needed him to forgive me?
We'll see.
But what was there to forgive? My decision to marry Alfred had been in the best interest of the people of Shiring.
Yeah, but...
It was a sacrifice I had to make to stop the evil reign of William Hamley. These questions had haunted me for a long time now. But if I really was going to see Jack soon, it was time to make up my mind.
I think in the last few chapters of this book, we will go back to Kingsbridge and face William and everything. Possibly. Lyon.
Around Lyon, the path began to gradually turn uphill. It was only 2 more weeks till we'd reached Santiago.
Wow.
The baby was in a good mood, and so, surprisingly, was Alba.
Okay.
After Astorga, the trail got more difficult. Alba became slower and slower, and we had to rest more. She became quiet again. The strain on her old body grew, and she worried that she might not be able to reach the end. Still, we managed to push onward.
She might not, actually.
The next morning, she refused to get up. Her breathing was disturbingly shallow, and she hardly noticed me touching her forehead. Everything hurts, she said, and urged me to continue without her.
No, I can't leave her. I can't leave her. Stay.
Of course, I stayed with her. I brought her food and water and sat by her side. But day after day, her condition grew worse. She kept on urging me to go, to find Jack, saying the monks of Ponferrada would take care of her.
I guess so, but... Damn it. Continue to stay.
I'd hardly known her, and most of the time she'd tried to push me away, as if she considered herself a nuisance that slowed me down and who didn't deserve company. It wasn't until a few moments before she died that, for the first time, she smiled at me, and I like to believe that she saw me smile back. I still like to believe that here, in this unlikely place, dying next to a near stranger, she'd found a moment of serenity and happiness, but she'd not reached Santiago.
Damn.
When I left, that thought still haunted me. To see that a journey could come to an end so suddenly. But what would be different if she had reached Santiago? Could she have been disappointed by what she found?
And we're here. One month.
After months of hard travel, the child and I finally reached Santiago de Compostela. In the evening, we attended Mass in the great cathedral, then started to roam the town looking for my dear Jack. It was almost dawn when finally a priest pointed me to an inn close by.
I see here back in the right down corner we have the quest mark that has talked about. This quest mark is getting kind of blurry, and it says I'm starting to forget the details of his face. Okay. See if we can get some water. Okay, we can't click it really. Keep warm, that's good. Let's talk with Ian. Innkeeper.
Buenos dias. Do you understand me?
Sinto ben, pero non temos camas dispoñibles.
No, I don't need a room. I was told a friend of mine stayed here some time ago. A red-haired Englishman called Jack. Do you remember him?
Eu só che falo en galego, miña rula.
Français? English?
Tell me in the comments down below if you know what she's saying. Talk with the pilgrim. Can we talk with him? No. A child with a kid.
Oh, que cousiña! Eche rubio.
Sí, redhead.
Have you seen his father?
Have you seen his father? Padre del Niño? Jack Jackson?
Ven sendo un peregrino?
What?
É un peregrino?
Oh, no. He's not a pilgrim.
Oh.
Entón, quen ven sendo?
He's a mason. Point at something.
Let me show you something.
Point at the cathedral.
He's a mason. He builds things like that.
Maybe she understands better if you point.
Ah, eche masón. Albanel.
Sí, a mason. It's the same word in Galician.
Por aquí pasan unha morea de masóns. Non me poderías dicir algo máis sobre él?
Well, he's a mason and he has red hair. He's also very knowledgeable. But how do I tell you that?
The book?
The man I'm looking for loves to read.
Anda, isto eche do masón.
Sí, it's his.
Oín falar dun masón que dis que se dedica a traducir libros en Toledo.
I have no idea
Polo visto,
what it's saying.
Di que se chama Jack.
Yes, Jack. Have you seen him?
Non sei cal será o seu apelido, pero ben é certo que non chai moitos masóns rubios aos que lles guste ler. Se tan desesperada está, por que non vai a Toledo a comprobalo por si mesma?
Entón, marchou para Toledo.
Went to Toledo.
He went to Toledo?
A Toledo marchou, sí.
Di que o teu Jack podería estar en Toledo.
All right, so I will go to Toledo then. Gracias. I just pray that I understood you correctly.
It's interesting how you can actually talk with people without knowing what they say. Oh boy. This is one long walk. 1 month more. Oh my god, she has been traveling for such a long time. Wow. Toledo. That is a big city. This is still chapter 1. So many things in one
Buenos
chapter.
dias. Parlez-vous français? English?
Of course. How may I help you?
Thank you.
I was told a man named Jack Jackson lives in this house.
Who told you this?
A group of scholars living at the edge of town. They said he used to translate old scriptures about mathematics before he moved here.
Please wait here. I will talk with Master Rashid.
Rashid. This is good. We're getting close. We're really getting close. Fountain. Can we bathe?
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Can bathe the baby. Pointed arcs. Pillars. Take a peek. Take a peek inside. We are getting close. We are getting close. Let's stay out. Let's stay out. We don't want to upset them. What more can we click? The house. There's not much to look at. Maybe we should go inside. I don't want to upset them though. Maybe this is like a time event, so that after a while something will be triggered and the servant will come back. Ah, let's skip it. Let's head inside. Go inside. Slingshot.
Ah, it's his.
And we just took it. And we just took it. The songbird. Ball, donkey, not much. Let's go out again. Oh, Aisha doesn't look glad. She looks kind of pissed.
Oh, there you are.
Maybe not.
May I ask who let you stroll around our house?
I was looking for someone. Well, I am looking for someone.
I travelled hundreds of miles looking for a man called Jack Jackson. A scholar told me that I would find him here.
Yes, my servant told me already. My father's not here at the moment, so you'll have to make do with me. Unfortunately, I must disappoint you. There's no one called Jack living in this house.
Wow. I found his slingshot.
He must be here. I found his slingshot.
What? Who allowed you inside my father's archive?
I didn't mean to be disrespectful.
I didn't mean to be disrespectful of your hospitality.
I just hope for your sake you didn't touch anything. Every piece in there is precious to my father, even that slingshot.
Aisha wants to keep...
I'm sorry, but this is not easy for any of us. I think you should know that Jack and I are promised to each other. Maybe we should go inside. The sun's burning, and my mother doesn't need to hear us.
Wow. That's why Aisha is so... Oh.
Jack told me about you. You are Aliena. You're the one who rejected him and married his stepbrother.
Whoa, yeah, she knows everything.
And now you want him back.
I need my son to meet his father.
I need my son to meet his father.
His father? The little one is Jack's son.
He is.
He always said that he had come here to find out about his family. But instead, he found out about everything else. About philosophy, mathematics. When he and my father met, it was love at first sight. They studied together and made great plans. But in the end, Jack would always start talking about his cathedral again. This great church he would build one day. Rib vaults and pointed windows. He'd ramble on about it for hours and stare up at that ceiling. We three sat here for hours and talked. And then in the evenings, it would be just the two of us. So many strange ideas about the future. Some barely more than silly dreams. Others almost in arm's reach.
You're talking about him as if he were gone.
You're talking about him as if he were gone.
Well, he's not here anymore.
But when...
My father had offered him work as a master builder here in Toledo. He would have been well off and free to spend his evenings under vaults like this, with me as his wife.
So she was promised
but in the
with
end,
Jack.
He refused.
Okay. Phew.
Tell me, did you really marry his stepbrother?
Yeah, that's messed up. It was a mistake.
It was a mistake. I know that now. I did it to fulfill a promise I'd made to my father. I thought I had no choice. I didn't want to hurt him. Believe me.
I do. You know, he left me because of you. Even after all you did to him, he couldn't let go. You can be glad that you ran into me and not my mother. She was enraged when he left.
Oh.
Huh. He can have that effect on people.
Yeah.
But apart from that, we made our peace with him. Father even gave him one of his favorite pieces of his collection as a parting gift. A small wooden statue with stone eyes, in exchange for his slingshot.
Would you mind telling me where he went?
He went to Paris.
Oh my God.
To work on the Cathedral of Saint-Denis. He said he never found out about his father.
We had been there.
So there was no reason to stay down here anymore.
Paris?
Yes. If you find him there, tell him I don't miss him.
Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you, and all the best to your family.
Thank you. What is the child's name, by the way?
He has none yet. I wouldn't name him without Jack.
Isn't that a bit silly?
Maybe. But he's his son as well as mine. It's his right to have a say in it too.
True.
Then off to Paris. That baby needs a name.
He will get one. Thank you.
Oh my God, so we have walked all this way, and when we came to where he was, he headed back to Paris. So we have been walking in a circle around one another. And we're walking all the way back.
I travelled back along the way of St. James, passing through Astorga, Lyon and Burgos. I crossed the Pyrenees, revisiting Bordeaux, Angoulême, Poitiers, but never stayed longer than one night. The closer I came to Paris, the stronger my old doubts and fears resurfaced. If Jack really was there, what was I to say to him?
He still has feelings for her, though. Slap him. Sit down and talk. Yeah.
We had to hear each other out before we could walk on again, in whatever direction that would be.
That's true. Three months later. Gosh. Paris. Is he here? Basilica of Saint-Denis. Is this still chapter 1? This is a big chapter. Yeah, this is still chapter 1, and I want to make one video per each chapter. Workers. Masons. The corbel. There it is. Are you not seeing him? Come on.
There. Are we awake then? You almost missed this.
He must hear this.
Look at these colourful windows. Look at the light.
Isn't he hearing?
Ali.
We came to see you, Jack.
We? Is he?
He is your son.
My son?
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. Ali, where do we go from here?
Wherever we go, I want to go with you.
Oh. Will you marry me? Both of you.
That's the first question.
We will. We stayed in Paris as husband and wife. And our son, Tommy. The days went by quickly. Jack had learned much working as a builder in Saint-Denis. Days became months. Then after a year, we both grew restless. Where can we go from here, we asked ourselves again. We both confessed that we wanted to see our families.
Heading back to England.
And then we knew where we wanted to go. Home. Even if it was in shambles.
Cherbourg Harbour.
We need to hurry.
This is a long video.
The ship to England will leave soon.
What's going on here?
Whatever it is, if the crowd doesn't clear up, we'll miss our ship.
This is still chapter 1. Okay. Our chest. Let's talk with the angry mob.
Excuse me?
What's going on here?
He's a thief. He told us lies and stole our money.
But isn't that just a simple jongleur?
That poor man. We need to help him.
We'll talk with him. The priest.
Do you know what's going on?
Oh, chaos. I can't get these people to calm down. God knows I tried.
What happened?
The jongleur told the crowd a few stories. Then he sold people some miracle charms, but it was just fairy tales and painted stones.
Well, it always is.
Yeah.
I know, but I'd need a real miracle to calm them down now. Otherwise, they'll rip him apart.
useful. Okay. The statue. That's perfect.
Oh, what a remarkably foreign-looking likeness of the Holy Virgin.
Do you think this might calm them down?
I've already tried appealing to their faith. It would require a direct word from God to calm them down.
She doesn't do anything yet, but if I stood with her where it's colder...
Yeah. Where is it colder? Here. Shady. Shady spot.
Do you see? It's working.
Your friend Rashid must be quite the miracle worker.
Okay, so now we can show it to the crowd.
Look! What's going on? The Holy Mother. She's crying.
Look at her. Look at her.
Revere the Holy Mother, for she has blessed us with a sign from the heavens. Cease your doings right now and witness the miracle.
It's true! Lord in heaven! Why is she crying?
We need to take the ship.
She weeps for she is lost. She seeks her true home, and we have traveled the world to find it. She weeps for she will miss her ship if you continue to block the path.
It is the Mother of God.
Forgive us, Holy Mother. Where did she come from?
Come up with a story.
For hundreds of years, she languished in the land of the Saracens. Dormant, she has been waiting for the one to bring her home.
Listen to what he has to say. The Holy Virgin has chosen this young family to protect her. Tell us all where you are headed.
Her destination is beyond these waters, in the small town of Kingsbridge, in the earldom of Shiring.
Hallelujah!
Make Robert well.
Sorry about the cat,
Blessed Mary, let my daughter conceive.
Give us a good harvest.
They're donating to ask for her blessing.
Oh. The weeping Madonna shall hear your prayer. And with your donations, I shall build her a new shrine at Kingsbridge, a cathedral.
It's you.
Who?
Who do you mean?
You. The red-haired ghost.
Me? A ghost?
What?
My husband is very much alive. I've known him since he was 12 years old.
But he drowned. By God, you drowned. 24 years ago. On the white ship. My poor son. My Jacques.
His name was Jacques.
Jacques Cherbourg.
Jacques Cherbourg.
What? Oh, that is a good ending. Sorry I had to cut, but my recording stopped, so I had to quickly start it again. Jack's grandmother and finally learned about the fate of his father. Oh, whoa. Hope you enjoyed. See you in chapter 2. This is such a journey. This is such a journey. I like it. I love it. Tell me in the comments down below what you thought about this part of the book. Tell me in the comments down below if you have seen the series or read the books yourselves. But never ever forget to stay awesome. Toodeloo!